and welcome back to She Sparks Live, episode 10, Helping Others Grow. We're super excited as we have a special guest with us today, Stacy Nelson. Hello, Stacy.
Hello.
She is with Cherry Creek Media, and she is leaving her mark and sharing her spark. So, Stacy, to begin episode 10, I'm going to ask you a crazy question, and that is, if you could be an opposite gender for a day, what would be the very first thing you would do?
You mean I get to be a guy for a day?
If you could be the opposite gender, what would be the first thing you would do?
I should throw it back at you, but I think I'd like to pee standing up. I'm an outdoorsy girl, and that has to be a lot easier than the way I'm doing it currently.
I love it. I love it. I think...
what would you do?
Oh, this is so embarrassing. This is why we asked this question. I would totally just... I would look down my pants, see how big it is. Like, I think that would be... the average answer. But yes, being standing up. But those kind of tie in together. Anyways, that's a great way to spark off this episode 10. So, Stacy, you're Cherry Creek Media.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what your passion is and what sparked your journey.
Well, I always tell everyone, Sharon, I think you probably remember this from when we first met, that I only work hard to play hard.
Yeah.
So, I think what sparked my journey is that I worked for other people for so many years, and I gave all of my time away from my family to others and not to myself. So at 45, I jumped ship and decided to work for a radio station because it's a party every day.
Yeah, I love that, and you're really good at it. Really fantastic
Thanks.
at it. And so you chose the topic, helping others grow. So what does that topic mean to you?
Well, I think the biggest thing in what I do is about integrity. And anyone that knows me well knows that I won't sell radio ads if it's not going to be of benefit to a client. So we do a lot of consulting. And so when you grow your business, such as you have so much over the last year, then I grow as a person, and eventually it lines our pockets so we can play hard.
Yeah, and it is true. I know this for a fact that you don't sell. You actually educate. You make sure people have a website. They have a way to track it, and you help them grow.
Well,
so what do you think is a benefit when you are helping people grow? And what's that type of benefit that comes out of that?
Well, I think again it goes back to reputation, integrity. We live in small communities, and if people don't trust you, then they're not going to recommend you. You always say at She Sparks events that we're not selling to one another, we're selling through one another. And so having that reputation is big. So when I help others, then they want to tell others that I'm there to help them.
Yeah, word of mouth. One thing that popped into my mind was people don't care how much you know. No, it's not about what you know, it's who you know. But people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, which makes a huge difference. So what are some ways or techniques, Stacy, that you personally have helped people grow, or how can people help others grow?
Well, I'm trying to think of an example of that. Probably the biggest example, I think, was Stephanie Parrish over at Vibrant You. She came to me for the free radio ads and to check things out, and we met up, and I took her on a tour of the studio, and I introduced her to one of my peers who's just a powerful man, Jack Lancaster, and they started talking, and he showed her how that could help her business. She then got that going, and in turn we got to watch that business help others and help more and more people. It's helping people to be more healthy, and so I don't know, I just look back and think of how good that felt for her to grow her business and to be able to get to where she is at today. Yeah, did that answer your question?
Yeah,
I kind of circled around.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it definitely what goes around comes around. So I know that you are a huge giver in this community, and you're very passionate of helping other people grow. Has there been a time where someone has come to you and actually helped you grow, personally or professionally?
Well, obviously you.
Oh, thank you.
Gosh, I think of some of the ladies. There's, Kelly, Stephanie. I would almost call them founders of She Sparks. Do you remember that first group that you got together?
Yep, that round table in the...
And
almost a year ago.
And not a single one of them are clients of mine. They're all clients of my peers, but I'm still important to them. And so, you know, they take the time out to help me and support me and for me to grow and learn.
Yeah, I love that. And Stacy, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, you're the president of a women's group in Cedar City?
I am the lunch chair of Women in Business in Cedar City.
I love that.
Which is part of the Cedar City Chamber. And
awesome.
Yeah, we're trying to grow at Cedar City. Cedar City's a very different demographic than St. George. And they're craving, the women there are just craving the attention and what these groups bring together when women get together.
So how does this women's group help others grow that you are a part of in Cedar?
Well, the thing is it's a lot different in that truly the only amount of time we spend together are monthly luncheons. But we're taking some of what we've learned from different networking groups, and we're going to begin doing some trainings.
Oh, good.
So Raina LeDuc is going to be doing our next training next week, and so we're kind of stealing what she did here for all the ladies in St. George and doing the copper to gold.
Good.
So we can bring that into Cedar City. Another thing is we have next month. So just, you know, awareness for victims.
I love that. I love that. And I actually really enjoyed when I went last month how it does help these women. So let's talk about, Stacy, some techniques or tips that the listeners can use for themselves to help others grow, whether that's in business or our personal lives. What can we do, again, to help each other, whether it's, what can we do to help others?
I think that we need to look within ourselves and outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
We need to be aware. What do they say? Don't judge until you've walked a mile in someone's shoes. Because
that's powerful.
Everyone's going through something. And we meet so many powerful women every single day, and we just think they've got it all together. And then when we come together and we realize that we have faults and we're transparent, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So I think, like, kind of what you said, we all are going through something, and it is hard to understand that other people are going through good and bad things. And so I think one thing people could do is just maybe ask them questions, or mainly just like, hey, is there anything I can do to help you?
Absolutely. Stephanie, I think of her every time what is Stephanie's last name?
Parrish. Oh. It's a unique name.
Anyway,
I know what you're talking about.
I was at a She Sparks event one day, and I think I had my best face on, and she looked at me from across the room, and she just got up in the middle of everything and put her arms around me and said, "You just look like you need something today." And so I think we should. We just need to be aware and supportive, and that's really all I needed that day.
Is a hug and just
Yeah.
So. Man, well, and I think doing little things for people too, like even a text. Like I got a text today from someone just like, "Hey, I'm just thinking about you." And I'm like, that helps me grow so much because, you know, just letting other people know they are thinking of you and your success in your business, it truly matters. It makes a huge difference. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what is one way that you use to grow personally, not from others, but yourself?
One of the things that I need is accountability groups.
Accountability.
So I also have a side passion that is very powerful to me, and I meet a short phone call with 4 ladies every morning. And
every morning?
Every morning. 7 a.m. It's just a few minute phone call, sets us on track, and so I think that's one of the ways that I grow. I also, because I commute from Cedar City to St. George most days, I have a lot of time to do soul searching. And I want to learn to meditate. So
you need
meditate,
to
not medicate.
Yes. You need to meet Naomi. Naomi's one of the new members, and Sarah McAllister can definitely help you with that too.
Yes.
She's doing a meditation dinner yoga thing coming up here soon.
If you added wine to that would be fantastic.
Right? A VIP yoga. Yes, I love it. So Stacy, is there anything else you would like to add, education-wise, regarding this topic, helping others grow? Any tips, education, or things you would like to share?
Well, I think reading is always a plus.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of books out there that we can read and that we can learn things from. Again, because I have a lot of time on the road, I listen to audiobooks.
Oh, smart.
And the thing is with those, you have to make sure that they suit your personality. Because I have kind of a hardcore personality, and so I'm like...
That's why we asked you the question of the opposite gender. Because
You're
we know you would be the perfect person to ask.
So, yeah, I'm thinking,
yeah,
you know, just being willing to set those high goals and taking the risk,
yeah,
and having the thick skin to do it.
I love it. What's been, since you said you did mention you read a lot, what has been the most impactful book that you have read that's helped you grow?
That's really the only one that I've stuck with, is the 10X Factor.
The 10X Factor.
Mm-hmm.
And just in a, like, Spark Notes, what are those called? Cliff Notes. Just a quick sum up of that book. How has it helped you grow?
Essentially, one of the things that he says in there is that we set our goals too low. So, there's a little piece in there that he talks about a guy calling him on a Sunday and saying, I need $10,000 or I'm going to lose my business. And he's like, dude, what are you doing right now? You watching the game? Yeah, it's a good game. Why are you watching the game? If you need $10,000, you better be doing something about it. And then along with that, he said, so if you need $10,000, why don't you ask for $100,000? Because if we set a goal that's 10 times what we need, we're never going to fall short of what we need.
Wow. Who's that by?
Grant Cardone.
I'm going to have to get that book. I love it. Awesome.
I bought it years ago and gave it to all of my managers when I was working retail, and most of them hated it. I think it's really for the...
Oh, really?
Because he's over the top. He's crazy. He's over the top. But it suits my personality.
I love it. The 10X Factor.
Mm-hmm.
The 10X Factor. Definitely look it up. So awesome. So you are for almost a year now.
Yes.
So how has being a She Sparks business member helped you personally and professionally?
Well, you know, I'm busy, and going back to our first question, most of a good chunk of my friends are men, and I don't take the time out to be with other women,
yeah,
and spend time with them and be that friend. And so, as even in the last couple months, I may not be good at it, but I think I've been trying harder. But and another thing this winter is I was stuck at home, and I remember the first time I went out was to a Chic Sparks event. I remember walking in the door and thinking, life is okay because there's like 50 people here that like me. And sometimes we just need to know that.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, the networking and meeting, I've met a ton of clients, and so that pads my pocketbook, but that's definitely the second piece.
I love it. So what has been the number one takeaway from being a member for this full year?
I don't know. I think it's kind of a power thing. Mm-hmm. Like it just makes me feel powerful to have the support of everyone, and it's a go-to.
Yeah.
It's a go-to. If I need a lead, I can call someone and say, hey, I'm really needing somebody to meet with, and it happens.
I love it. And one way that Stacy at Cherry Creek is helping our members grow, because the topic's helping others grow, is if you are a member of She Sparks, and if you have not used Cherry Creek Media within a year, they're actually giving you $750 of radio ads and a free radio talk show to help you grow, which I love. So for the last question, Stacy, for those who have never been to a She Sparks business event or never even experienced a women's community in general, what would you like to say to them?
You have to come to an event. I am a networker in every group I can touch, but being in a group full of powerful women is beyond anything. It's like instant friendships and instant respect.
Yeah.
So I think that's
wonderful.
truly it.
And if the listeners would like to learn more about the radio have to offer for helping others grow, how can they find you, Stacy?
You can email me at snelson@cherrycreekmedia.com, Or my number is 590-1830.
Perfect. And we did tag her to this video. And just a women's community event from 9:30 to 11:30. It is a members and non-members event, and the Easter Bunny is coming to bring an excellent surprise. So if you have not registered, please do so. Thanks for watching episode 10, Helping Others Grow. We'll see you at episode 11.